Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so glad you're here. Appreciate you spending some time with me. So I have to tell you, I wasn't actually planning on shooting this video. The last video I did was just a little while ago. Actually, I filmed it, but it was the grid journaling with this page. You might remember we did that one last time, and I, painted out some stuff and taped off some things. And so I thought it would be fun to maybe do something over here. So I used just a fat marker in kind of the writing tip end of it. And I wrote about grid journaling and just, challenges and things like that, because this is my challenge journal. You might remember this is the journal I made to put where I'm going to house challenges, and it could be challenges that I see online or things that I challenge myself to do, that kind of stuff. And so that's what this journal's about. So I wrote about that, and then I thought, oh, it would be fun to make another grid, only instead of using squares, maybe use circles. So I just used a lid, a jar lid, and traced around the lid. Now I started doing this and I thought, oh, I wonder if I should film this. I'll just, take them along to show you what I've done. So before I got too far, I decided I would turn on the camera. And so now first I have to show you, there's a happy accident on the back. So check out the back page. This is packing paper. And this is a really kind of heavy alcohol marker, and so it's kind of bled through a little bit. So from the back, you can see the circles and kind of the shadow of the writing through the paint that was on the paper. So that's a happy accident. I'm really loving that as a background. So now I have to make a decision. The question is, should I paint in the circles, or should I paint all around the circles? And I am thinking I'm going to paint around the circles. That way, maybe I can go in with a marker or, like a white pen maybe, in like a jelly roll pen, and do something in the white, or do something in white on the black, and then maybe put some kind of little collage focal point or a cluster in each of those. It's kind of my thought. So I am going to do that. I've got a little bit of the Payne's Gray still left. I hadn't quite finished cleaning up from the last one, and I thought I would go ahead and do this page. I thought it might be fun. I had intended just to kind of, write something kind of silly and leave the journal page with something written on it. And then I wrote it and I was like, oh, it's not really what I want there. And it's not what I wrote. What I wrote is fine. It doesn't bother me. It just doesn't look maybe the way I wanted it to look. I probably should have, if I wanted it, if I wanted to keep the writing, I probably should have written it on a card and put it in a pocket or something like that, instead of just writing it directly on the page, because it just didn't like the way it looked. But that's okay, because now we're going to do something else. So I'm just going to kind of paint around those circles. And yeah, it's going to cover up a bunch of the writing, but, and I might still, go back and write something similar, because what I wrote was fine. I just didn't care for how it looked. So I just want to kind of cover that up, so we'll get a little more paint going here, and see what we can do with those circles. So a grid, we always think of grids as definitely being graph paper in squares, but graph paper actually, believe it or not, comes in lots of different shapes and styles. I have this great book. I wonder if it's sitting on my shelf over there. Is it sitting right there that I could grab it and show it to you? let me paint this, and while this dries, I'll get this graph paper book and show you some of the cool kinds of graph paper in this book. And the book is meant to be copied. You just and this was before, you know, it's an old book. It was before you could just go online and print something, you know, from the internet. So this was an old book, and I'll show it to you. It's kind of cool. I think it's cool anyway. I really like the different designs, and I have printed off those designs and put them in journals multiple times. So my circles are not going to be, you know, super perfect here. They're just going to be, you know, mostly circles. But as I said before, I'm not really aiming for perfect. Right, and my paintbrush is a lot wider than that line, and so it's going to take up a little bit of the circle, and it's okay. So I'm thinking though that this could be a lot of fun to leave some of the writing in those circles as a background, and then have some black to play with out around the edges. And maybe just put something really bright colored in the circles. I don't know. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with those circles yet. I just knew after I did this page, I was kind of thinking, oh, I'd kind of like to do another page, and you know, I was just playing. And a lot of times I just play and I don't turn on the camera, but since the camera was already up and down here, a lot of times I have days where I'm going to film. I know I'm going to record something on the camera, and I do all the recording for the week in one day, so I might do several recordings and then pick one of them, or you know, I might do several and combine them, that kind of thing. So since it was set up, I thought I would go ahead and do this. Just because I'm having fun with this whole grid concept. It's going to give us a lot of room to play here with the empty space. So I think the negative space might be more fun than the circles. I don't know. It's a real question of which one do we do first. Do we do the negative space first and then design the circles to go with it? Or do we do the circles first and design the negative space to go with those? I'm thinking. See, now that one's kind of a little lopsided, my circle is. But it's okay. All right. That's all right, because I'm thinking I might kind of do a sloppy and white out around it. Okay. Well, this paper is, because it's packaging paper, it's very thin. It's Amazon packing paper, and this one is fairly thin, so it's kind of wrinkling up on me here with all that wet paint. But again, it's not about perfection. So, all right, so I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to go wash my brush, and I'm going to find that book. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to show you that book. So this is the book I was talking about. It says 204 graphs, 11 different kinds, ready to copy. So it's it's from HP Books. This is copyright 1980. So it's got, I just have to show you, it's got a whole section on how to draw graphs and use graphing and, you know, and all kinds of things. And then it has tons of really cool, see, look, they're even using liquid paper to white stuff out. It's got an index, it's got log grids, you know, so this is fun. This is a fun book. So if you wanted to make a calendar, there's that kind of stuff. There is the graph paper that you normally think of. This is all perforated so you can tear it out, but this is the only page that has come out. The other ones I just opened the book. But when you get to the back, you can see it's got like binomial probabilities. So it's got a lot of probability kind of things. So graph paper that looks a little bit different than you might have envisioned. Look at this, polar coordinates. So this is kind of cool. I think this would be really cool to use as, you know, when drawing a mandala. You could start with this maybe, and then, you know, like something like this, you could enlarge it a little bit on your copier, and then use opaque paint to paint out the lines once you're done drawing. But isn't this cool? So I think this book is super cool. It's meant to be used in offices, and like I said, it's put out by HP in the 80s, so that you could make whatever kind of graph paper you needed in your office to do whatever kind of graphs you needed to do. So anyway, so as a side note, that's just a fun little book. So I just wanted to show you that. All right, so back to this. Looks like we're still doing okay on the back side. And I just painted it out. So let's see, I think next up, we should, let's see, I have my gel pens. So here's a white jelly roll. I have a bunch of glitter pens too, but I thought we'd start with the white jelly roll. So hopefully that's going to show up on the paint. Looks like it's going to. So it's kind of, just want to kind of do loose circles out around. Trying not to poke through, but I just kind of want to emphasize. Like I said, the paper's thin, so trying not to tear it here, but if it tears, we'll just put some washi tape on the back. Maybe it kind of poked through a little bit, but looks like it's okay. Mostly just in the binding here, so I'm just loosely gonna do that. I'm gonna do some mark making out here in some of this white area, or with the white in the dark area. Just to, you know, give it something interesting here. We can add something else later, maybe this way. Do you guys like to do just mark making? Is that something you do? Sometimes I think, you know, it's like I do it and I think I don't really know why I do that, but then other times I really like the way it looks. So here I think I'm just kind of, feel like I'm just kind of maybe using it to connect some of the things. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know that it really serves a purpose, but you know. Oh, you know what? This looks almost like a ball kind of bouncing around, doesn't it? If I had put those marks that way, I should have put those marks that way. Because then it would be this, this, and this, wouldn't it? Oh, I wish I'd thought of that. I wonder if I can just put some that way. It just looks like something else in the background. Static, a little static. Maybe there's a little curve. Right? And then it's kind of leading this way, and then maybe up here. I don't know, this book is kind of big, so I'm not sure if the whole thing is in frame, so. I'm just going to kind of use those marks now. See, that made me, do you do that? You put something down and then it kind of reminds you of something, and then you're like, oh yeah, maybe that's what I want to do. Kind of that way. Maybe a few more over here. Sort of connecting them. Yeah, see, I just kind of, those are kind of going every which direction down here, but that's okay. And we can kind of move some back along here just to show the movement. And that, and this, and this one. Okay, kind of moving along there like that. So, maybe some more round since we have circles. Maybe just some round dots to continue the mark making. I think we'll probably put some things over the top of some of this. So, you know, this is just sort of a background. Let's see. I was cleaning up, so I put a bunch of my other stuff away that I was using, so I don't really know what else I might want to do. So I think I just want to kind of emphasize the circular nature of some of this stuff. And that's going to kind of marry it to the page across from it, because we've got dots. We've got all the dots over there. With those circles. So I'm just gonna kind of do some loops over here. This is kind of the binding edge, so it's where it turns. So I don't really want to put too much there. I'll just do some kind of scribbly circles. We could kind of do that as a border almost. Maybe just across all of the edges here. So I'm just really having a lot of fun with this. This is just, you know, very loose. I just want to kind of play with it. Like I said, I really have no plan in mind. I do things and then I'm looking at it going, oh, that reminds me of something else. And so that's kind of, you know, the progression of this, and I like that. I'm having a good time with that because it is a lot looser than I normally work on things. Usually I have at least a little bit of a plan. I mean, I don't always have a full plan, but I have an idea, you know. It's like I kind of have a something in my head that I'm sort of working towards. So maybe some swirls out here. So this is a lot of fun. I hope you guys will try this. I hope you'll try just kind of blocking off some a grid or some circles. You know, over here, remember we used the washi tape and kind of did some blocks. You know, so I hope just some circles maybe. Maybe just a little swirl in here as well. Okay, I think that's enough of the white gel pen. Let's see, what else could we do now? I think we need to put something else on it. Do we want to put some clusters? Do we want to stamp? What do you think? Should we stamp something? I think maybe we should stamp something. So let me get a stamp and some ink. I'm thinking some gold ink, maybe some text, maybe a text stamp over the top, or leaves. Leaves might be nice. I think leaves might be good. So let me grab a stamp and some ink, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have several stamps. I brought some leaves that are a foam stamp. I'm not sure. They've got some paint on them, so I'm not real sure about those. I did bring some text, and these are Stampers Anonymous. So there's some numbers here, which I really like, the numbers. And then I also brought these because I saw this in my stash, and I think the clock face is what I'm after here. So I don't know, maybe I'm thinking maybe some numbers and the clock face. I was thinking I wanted to do the leaves, but after I saw the numbers and the clock face, I sort of changed my mind. All right, so I don't know, I stuck that on the wrong way. What I'm thinking. Okay. Pay attention, Medlock. What are you doing? All right. There's 12. So it's subtle. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but there's kind of the gold little clock face in the middle there, which I really like. So I think I'm gonna do clock face. I keep turning it the wrong way. I'm gonna do a little clock face in the middle of each of the circles, and then I'm gonna stamp some numbers out over the edges, I think. But maybe the gold will show up a little better on the black. We'll see. Okay. All right, so let's ink up our number stamp here. And then let's see. I'm gonna slide a piece of paper under here because I don't want to get it on the Oh yeah, I like that. Hopefully that's showing up on camera. I don't know here. Let's see. A little more over here. Okay. Turn some, put some down here. I'm going to kind of go up over the I'm gonna go crazy with this one. I like it. It's fun. I think it's fun over the white marks in the background. And I know I could turn it the other way, but maybe a little down here. Maybe just a little here. Yeah, I really like that. That's fun. Okay, so this is definitely a time flies one, huh? Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so what shall we do now? Feel like with the numbers and stuff, it still maybe needs something a little organic. So should we go ahead and stamp some of the leaves, maybe kind of between, maybe in a different color. Maybe not in gold. What do you think? What color should we stamp it in? Maybe a bright green, because there's green over here. I wonder. Who wrote the Book of Love? I don't know. I wonder. Who wrote the Book of Love? I'm gonna see. I don't know if these will stamp or not. So Well, we're gonna try with the mixed media gel sticks here. I don't know. I don't know if they'll work, but we're gonna try it. So here's my thought. I'm gonna use the gel stick to get some leaves here. We'll see. That's the fun part of this, right? Is to see what works and what doesn't. Okay, you can see some green, but you can't really tell what it is. So I do like seeing the green, so I am going to go ahead and do that on the other ones, even if you can't tell what they are. I'm going to go ahead and, because it's kind of, if you can't tell what it is, then it's just kind of mark making in the green, which I like. So, and it could be that a different stamp would work better. The foam stamps maybe are not the ones to do this with. I don't know. But you never know until you try. And I kind of like the effect, even though you can't really tell what it is. I do kind of like the effect. So, and I'm liking some of this green. I wonder if we should do, if we should just do some mark making with the green out here too. Maybe just kind of emphasize our circles. I just like the color. I like that pop of color here. I think that's nice. Since we've got the gel sticks out, let's put some more pop of color. We've got all this kind of green and yellow over here, a little bit of blue. So maybe a little blue. Maybe we'll just do a little blue kind of around those clock faces. All right, I'm having a really great time. I hope you guys are having fun. If you're having fun, you're still with me, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. It really helps me to show up in searches on YouTube, and other people, helps me grow my audience, and I'd really like to do that this year. It is one of my goals, is to try to grow my audience a little bit. So, any help you could give me would be much appreciated. One more color. Let's use, this is a blue-green. Let's try it instead. And we kind of smudged them on the other one, so, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should smudge these a little bit. Kind of just give it a little smudge there. Right? Can't really tell what the green is anyway, so if we just smudge it in a little bit, it's all right. Just get a little color going. I'm just having fun with this. I can tell you I might be doing several pages along the lines of this. Oops. Just because it's fun and colorful. And of course, my hands are covered with stuff, and that's always the way I like it. So I put those clocks in the middle of that, and now I'm thinking I want to put something else on there, to create some kind of little focal point on each of those. And so I think I'm going to end up covering it up, although I might put some things here. What do you think? Maybe some plants, like flowers going up. That might be nice. We've got birds and a butterfly over here. Maybe some flowers, something on the edges, I think. Something around the edge, curved maybe. Maybe in different places, here, here, here and here. Something like that. That might be nice, like here, kind of S. That might be kind of a cool placement, right? So, all right, let me grab some little doodads and let's see what we've got. Okay, guys, I'm back. I tried a bunch of flowers. I put some tulle on there, and none of it quite looked right to me. So I ended up pulling out some clusters that I had already made and a few butterflies, but I'm still not sure it's quite done. So I went and got my little offcuts of lace and ribbon and things, and I thought I might just kind of dump that out a little bit and see what all we have here that might perk it up even more. I'm thinking the butterflies maybe need something under them, or maybe we need some little bits of bling. I have some lace, you know, should we put it under there, or should we just glue this down and then put stuff around it? Like, do we want to embellish? You know, does some of it need to go under? Do you think? I'm overthinking it, aren't I? And the point of this was to just create. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna glue this stuff down because this is what I had decided on. I really just didn't like the flowers kind of going up the edges. They just didn't look quite right to me. So, you know, I mean, I don't want to overthink it, but I want it to, you know, I want it to be what I want too. So it's hard to kind of walk that line sometimes, isn't it? It's like I don't want to belabor it, but on the other hand, you know, if it's not what I want, then I don't want to move on until I'm happy with it either. So I do like the kind of reds and oranges of the butterflies. I feel like they're a nice contrast, even though they are a little dark against the black. I don't mind. I mean, this one's a little brighter up here. And I do have these clusters that I made in the past. I have kind of a whole bin of them. You might recall I showed you some of those when I was cleaning things out. And I do want to use some of those up, so this seems like a good time to use them. I know they're really dimensional, so they're gonna make the book fat, but that's okay, I don't care. The book's already gonna be fat anyway, so, you know, if it's too fat, I just won't cover some of the pages or something, you know, we'll deal with that when it gets too fat. Okay, so I do have some little bits. We could put some little bits here and there, maybe, you know, just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. What else do we have? I've got a little bit of this, got some white. You know, we've got that nice white on there. Do we want to do that down the side of the page? That might be pretty. Kind of over our little loopy part there. Is that going to be a problem when we turn it? Maybe we just do it next to it. Could do it next to it. So I'm still having fun with this. It's different. I haven't done something that looks like this. You know, I just want to make sure it's got a little bling somewhere, right? It wouldn't be mine if it didn't have some bling on it somewhere. Ooh, maybe we should go back and put some bling over here. Maybe we just put the bling on this page. Yeah, I don't know. Too much bling? Maybe half of that, if it's about half. Well, let's cut it in half and see. You know, along there. So then we not want the white, we could put some blue down here. Kind of across that. Maybe put this up here. Across the top of that one, maybe. So I'm kind of looking at these circles, thinking, you know, do I want to kind of do something with the circles, the edges down here. Should we cut off a little bit of the circles? What about this one? I think I might like that better. Let's see, what else do I have? I've got a little more of this blue. There, nah. I already have some of that. That's my little patch of gold. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I kind of like that just sitting there. That's nice. A little more random, right? I don't want it to be too planned. I have this too. Maybe I should put this here. Just want to plan it too much, but I'd like a little bit of, I don't know. I think I kind of like it just like that. Maybe not this little piece. I don't know. What do you think? Thinking that's more than I want. Let's see. Is there anything else over here? Just kind of looking. Got my little bin. I really love this, but I don't know. I think that probably would have been good if I'd have just put some of that there, but here's a little black with some silver. Is that better than this, do you think? Which one's better? It's like going to the eye doctor. This or this? I think we'll stick with that. All right. I like these, so I think I'm gonna glue these down. That seems like a good choice. That way I don't overthink it too much, even though I know I already have, right? Well, que sera. Try not to overthink it too much. Okay, and then right across here. I am really having a good time with this. I hope you guys are grabbing some supplies and just kind of playing along, just doing something funky, just, you know, just something a little funky. That's kind of how I see this, is just something a little funky here. A bit more glue there. Not sure if that's exactly where I had it, but it's all right. And this one. Because I think, you know, when we just kind of let go of our expectations and have fun, it's, you know, turns out it's silly, but that's okay. It's okay if it's a little silly. Everything does not have to be serious. We don't have to have high art and everything, right? Okay, is that all stuck down? All right. Yep, I think that finishes it. I like it, and I like it that you can see those clock faces a little better with the stuff beside them. Is kind of setting it off from the background a little bit. I guess I could outline those with a black marker, but I don't think I want to. I think I want to just leave them there with the numbers. I feel like, you know, counting in clock and time, and I just, yeah. I think I'm liking it. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, remember, use what you have to make your life more beautiful. Bye.